The following audio is dedicated to the Kourelou. The Kourelou is a sign of community and co-creation. You can hear me and my colleague talk more about it in the following minutes. But before we get to that, maybe it's better if I say a few words about her. Her name is Alexandra, and last year she started experimenting with food and offering dinners to people. This year she dived deeper into the research of it, and even though our project started in different ways, we ended up having the same goals. The projects ended up having the same goals, and that is to bring people closer, bring people together to create a new community. We felt the need to create this space, to co-create this space together, to facilitate that, because we felt like two doing it would be much stronger, and it was needed to have us both doing this together rather than just one.
Hello. Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling good.
Would you mind telling me a bit about your work then? About your thesis and about your project?
I'm working with the subject of philoxenia, which means friend to a stranger. And the best way of me communicating that was working with a community, and that was through food. Food really helped me not only connect with myself, but also really helped me get involved with a community. And without having this food being a part of myself, but also the people around me, since food is such a shared experience with everyone, it comes all over the world. It is such a very
special,
intimate, very special, as you said, the special feeling you can create with someone when just sharing a food, even just something small. It could be soup, it could be something extravagant, but I feel like it's not necessarily what you put into it, it's what you gain out of it, which is the aspect of sharing, talking, maybe cooking even together, which I think is even nicer, because from the beginning I've been cooking with my grandmother, then it happened to maybe my auntie, and then it was everyone together, and now it's my friends, now it's the community I built around me. I think this part of just food and community also was something I wanted to work with you as well.
Yeah.
And I do really think working together, and not necessarily the cooking aspect, but something that actually personally connected me and you, was also an important step for us as well.
Yeah, like the feeling of bringing people together and making even stronger bonds with each other, I think. That's what drew us together, not only our individual projects within the space, but more like the concept of it and the goals of the project, of the whole space itself, the idea of the atmosphere, of the calm feeling, of the comforting place to sit, eat, drink, whatever, talk with people, have conversations, and etc.
Yeah, I think this approach, especially with the making of the Kourelou, creates this communal feeling. It lets us kind of not necessarily, maybe detach is the wrong word, but maybe find a safe space within our collective, our community that we were building while making the carpet as well. Since we are using old material from others, we were able to not only, of course we were the two that were weaving, but we brought with us people's clothes, which those themselves have experiences.
I agree with that. I remember especially on one of the Kourelou we have the textile of our friend, and you can really see that it's their clothes. You can really see that it's their textile, but it's still something that you are familiar with it, because you also see your clothes in it, and you're weaving, like you said, are weaving, and you feel like, yeah, it's something that we created, but in the end it feels like it's something more collective. It's something of that everyone had an input in some way in what the design would be, even though they were not the ones deciding on which way the colors will go into or how the weaving will start. And yeah, I think that's why it's such a big part of the collective feeling and the co-creation part, because in this way you give opportunities for other people to bring things into your own, into your own process of making something. And I think that's also like what the whole project is about. It's about us creating something, starting with something, but letting it grow and letting other people to decide what they can do in the space and how they can interact with each other in the space.
Oh, definitely, especially with this idea of just using what you have been given and making it into something new, but not necessarily what's happening is people are allowing you to take over themselves as well, which is such a it gives you this feeling of community. You're able to allow people to not necessarily work with you, but together. You work as a group. Maybe you work as one in the end of the day.
Yeah, I think like like you said, it's like taking something old and making it new. You know, you renew it in some way, and the space itself, that's what it is. We took something that we thought was good, was
on its own in a way.
On its own, and then we bring it together. We bring it in the Netherlands and we give it new meaning. Not new meaning, because it still has the same meaning of bringing people together, but new context. We give it new
opportunity as well.
New opportunities.
Bringing it to something that maybe is not as common as we see it back home, especially with this act of like more hands-on approach to stuff, which is this working together, building together. This community is a very big part within our work, and also like in ourselves as well. We've grown up with this from the beginning, so it's a very important aspect for us to incorporate and really expand on how important this is, how important a community is, how important interacting with one another, not necessarily face to face, but using objects that have been given to us in a way just to make it our own, and always feel their presence around us, even though it may not be in their physical form, but it's in a physical form of something else.
Yes. I agree with that, because in general, like the space, it's built with things that they were given to us, or we found somewhere in a thing, and in that way we gave them new life. We found the right place where to place them, and you still feel like this presence of the people that they helped, and I think that's also why it feels so strong to me, like why I feel it's so close to my heart, this space, is because I can feel like, of course, I participated into making this. I was with you. We created this idea, but we had so many other people to give us their input in it, their they're
sentimental to them as well.
Yeah, and they trust us, and it feels like they give the trust, and we put and we reuse it to create this feeling for other people as well.
Mm-hmm. And that also goes into like socializing as well, because of course you hand someone something. That's also an aspect of it when it comes with this socializing aspect. The moment you are handed something, it's like, oh, like the question is like, how did it go? How's it going?
Yeah.
This is also a very important thing, working together as well, because we are able to give input to each other that others have given us, and then from there we are able to even expand on that much more than we would have done on our own.
Yeah, and I feel like this co-creation that we have been doing since the beginning of the year now, it has brought us closer together, meaning that we are able to talk more in depth with each other, but also like really learn things about each other that maybe we didn't have the chance to do that before, just as friends or classmates. Now we really start to think a bit like each other, and I think that's the beautiful part of it, that you understand and you recognize the other person.
I think that also does play back into like the Kourelou as well. We're kind of course we are creating this.
I feel like the carpet itself is this depiction, this also if you take it like historically, in some way, that it's a big part of bringing people together, bringing women together to weave, to spend time together, to socialize, to talk, to exchange ideas. And I think that's kind of what we did here with the space as well, and the carpet itself. It's just the depiction of it, it's just the proof of it, that this is what it does. This is the effects of it.